It truly is the season of giving. We can feel it in the air and everywhere we go. I love this time of year. I'm getting together gifts for people on my list and thought we could share some of these ideas with you. Just in time for those last-minute shoppers, here's this year's Stocking Stuffer Guide for the Young Living lover in your life. Hello and welcome to Young Living's podcast, The Wild Drop. My name is Jacob Young, your host. Young Living is the world leader in producing and distributing premium essential oils, and this podcast will provide you with drops of information about Young Living, including stories, history, product information, lots of little fun facts, and even more. We've got Scotia joining us virtually today. Scotia is our Director of Product Marketing. Hello, Scotia. How you doing?
Hi, Jacob. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine and fantastic. I'm in a little bit warmer weather than you are up there in good old Canada.
Yes, I believe I'm your first Canadian employee that you've had on the podcast. So thanks so much for having me. It's freezing.
You're more than welcome. We're happy to have you. Scotia and I were actually talking right before, shooting for this podcast about how cold it was when we were working up in the Fort Nelson, British Columbia farm back in 2015. And I was telling Scotia that, last week of August, first week of September, we'd already started hitting freezing temperatures. And it's currently what temperature up in Canada right now as?
It is minus 29 degrees Celsius with the wind chill.
Okay, so we're still in the negatives for the Fahrenheits, technically. Almost 0 degrees Fahrenheit, just exactly. So
yeah, we aren't having too much fun today. It's a cold one out there.
Oh, that's okay. We can snuggle up, have some really nice hot cocoa. We can diffuse some really fun scents, like Simplified.
Absolutely.
But Scotia, I think it'd be great if you could share with everyone kind of your background, your experience, what got you started with Young Living, even prior to Young Living, and what you currently do.
For sure. So currently, I am the Director of Product Marketing for Young Living, and I started off about 4.5 years ago on the Canadian marketing team. So I've worn many hats. I've done communications. I've done coding for our websites. I have done some influencer marketing. I have done kind of a little bit of everything. So I love Young Living. I actually grew up very similar to the Young family with a lot of inflammation, health issues. And that's something that brought me to Young Living actually is your essential oil. So I would always rely on those natural resources, and whether that was like a little bit of peppermint on the temples of my forehead or diffusing something nice in the room that would just help overall relax me or make me feel better. That's what I would turn to. And it was kind of that peace for my body. And so that's where I really kind of got into the health and wellness store and why I chose Young Living. And I remain so passionate about all the products that we sell.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And for those of you that don't know, Scotia has also helped us with the Simplified line that we launched at convention this year. She's helped in quite a few different aspects of Simplified. And so we are extremely appreciative to have her as part of the team with the Simplified line as well. But we're here and it's around the holiday times. It's around Christmas time. So I kind of wanted to pick your brain a little bit, Scotia, on what you think would be ideal stocking stuffers for our Young Living family. Obviously, we've got shopping going on. We have people, scouring the website, trying to decide, what might be good for a few people, what might be something that they want to add into their stocking for their family, their loved ones, their friends, whatever it may be. And are there any that you can think of off the top of your head that you think you would want to add to someone's stocking or would love to gift to someone in their stocking?
It's so hard to choose from. We have so many products. How am I just supposed to pick a few, Jacob? I guess for me and kind of a couple projects that we've recently worked on as a team that are new for the home would definitely be puppy diffuser. His name is Sprout, and he is your new, I would say, furless friend. Really great for your family and kids in the home, as well as our Duet diffuser, which features some new technology that we've never actually brought to market before at Young Living. So super excited about those. Um, as for essential oils, a staple is Christmas spirit. I always have that going in my diffuser on the holiday season. Um, and frankincense, not to mention, I know that was one of Gary's favorites to kick off the holiday season.
Yes, correct. That was my dad's favorite Swiss Army knife oil, is what he called it, was frankincense. So, and I think the puppy diffuser is absolutely adorable. I had no idea we were even doing a puppy diffuser until I walked into our media room just on the other side of this wall here and saw them shooting the puppy diffuser. And so cute. The nose is the on and off, I think, and then the tongue changes the
Yeah.
modes, or it's the other way around. Super adorable. And then obviously we just had longevity come back into stock, and we just did a podcast episode with Ed Daly about longevity and why it's such an amazing product, why we're so happy to have it back. And so that might be another great one to add to a stocking stuffer. It might be a little heavy for the sock as well as the puppy, but just make a really big sock and just shove it all in there, and then you'll be good to go. But that one would be great. And if you'd like to know more about longevity, go ahead and head on back to that previous episode with Ed Daly to learn more about longevity. So I think that'd be great. There is one more product, however, I think that really should be added to the stocking. I'm slightly biased about this, and maybe you're slightly biased about this too.
Let's hear it.
I actually have it with me right here. So we just launched this on Thursday, December 1st, and it's the winter line of Simplified by, of course, myself and my wife, Kate, Jacob and Kate. I honestly love these sets. Out of all the oils that we have launched so far and the ones that are coming out, Pink Champagne and the Cozy Cabin have been my favorite two out of the whole entire set. Cozy Cabin, obviously, because I love all the conifers. And then Pink Champagne, I just love the grapefruit that's in here. The grapefruit, and I also love the bitter orange that we have in here as well. And it just makes for a really fun scent. So I don't know if you've received it up there yet.
I was super excited to try pink champagne.
Oh, you got it already?
I did. I get a little bit of a sneak peek too. Not as early as you, Jacob, but pink champagne. I really love the grapefruit and the ylang ylang scent. That one's kind of surprised me, but it smells delicious. I tend to lean more towards citrus scents as my favorites, but I was also pleasantly surprised by Winter Spa and Candy Cane. I love the hint of vanilla that you can smell in Candy Cane.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. For some reason, growing up as a kid, I didn't have like sugar at all. I do tend to like spoil myself a little bit with sugar here and there. But candy canes just kind of were never my thing. Like I tried a candy cane once and I just didn't like it. I don't mind the smell of it, but the taste of it is a completely different story. So I'm not necessarily like too hip on candy cane, but I love the other two. Candy cane is actually in here because my wife loves the smell of candy cane and she loves candy canes in general. So that's why we have candy cane. And I think it's really cool because I don't think a lot of people know this, but all the scents that we've done, because they're seasonal, they actually are meant to kind of to tie into a specific time throughout the season. And winter is a perfect example of that. So candy cane kind of sits right around along that December time, Christmas. I know there's some people that love to put candy canes on their Christmas tree, candy canes in their hot cocoa. And that sits right around, the Christmas time, December and whatnot. And then, Winter Spa kind of sits around that same time as well when you have families, kind of going out and relaxing. Usually you'll have the parents that will leave the kids with grandparents, and the parents will go to like a nice hotel and they'll join the spa and whatnot during that Christmas time, kind of to feel the love of the time and whatnot. So that's why winter spa is there, and just also to feel very relaxed as well. And then pink champagne, obviously, because this is meant to be seasonal. So December, January, February, and in January we celebrate New Year's, and obviously you have to celebrate with a little bit of champagne. Or some Martinelli if you want to do that as well. I don't know if you've had apple Martinelli, if that's a thing in Canada or not.
I have. I have a thing actually for sparkling apple juice, but I definitely will be diffusing pink champagne to ring in the new year. I think that's super exciting. Another thing too with winter spa being that oasis of relaxation, I can just imagine myself while we're on the topic of stocking stuffers with one of our fizzy bath bombs, having a nice bath after like a long day of holiday shopping and, you know, throwing winter spa on the diffuser just to create like that perfect like unwind end of your day. Um, so I'm super excited. They're going to disappear quick at my house.
I think that's a fantastic example of that. A great unwind after a very, very long day. So, like I said, pink champagne's my favorite. So, whether you are enjoying some pink champagne yourself on, New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, or you're just diffusing it, however it may be, myself personally, what I love to do, and this is kind of like a secret recipe that a lot of people may not know. Maybe some people know is try your apple Martinelli with some Ningxia Red. Do a 50-50 mix.
Mm.
It's fantastic. It's amazing. And since introducing my in-laws into that, that's what we do celebration-wise. Like Thanksgiving, Christmas, if it's a special occasion, they always grab the Martinelli and mix it with Ningxia Red, and that's one of their favorite things. So
I love that. That's a good holiday mocktail. I'll have to add it to my list this year, Jacob. I'll join the family tradition.
thank you. So so far in my mind at least, and on paper from what we've seen, Simplified has been such a huge success, such a huge hit with our brand partners and people who are also being introduced into Young Living for the very first time. Obviously, we really want people to have a very easy way of being introduced into the world of essential oils because it can be a little bit overwhelming.
For sure.
With everything that we have on the website, all the different oils that are out there, whether it be singles or blends or whatever it may be. And so the fact that Simplified is just able to do that in such an easy manner is something that Kate and I are super proud of, that a lot of other people are super happy about as well. And they can introduce friends and family into this world just for the smell of it in such a fun, exciting way. And so I want to know if for you, Scotia, if there's a scent that you like the most out of the ones that we've released so far.
That's tough. Because I worked on all the collections with you, obviously I'm trying not to be biased on just one, but my favorite so far has been the fall collection. I think that one was great, just because you're preparing for the cozy season. It's a great way to not have those typical candles in your house going. So my secret, this might not be a very secret, but is orange spice cider is my favorite, but you do a couple of drops of ginger snaps in that, and it just gives it a little bit more of like a spice and an edge, which is the perfect like cozy scent for me. And I feel like I'll diffuse that all the way through to the winter collection, but it's so hard to choose just one.
It is indeed. They honestly all like, even though some of them I might not have awesome memories with or anything like that, I still love all of them. They've been fantastic. They've been extremely fun to work on. We actually were working on some new Simplified scents today in office, which will be coming out maybe sooner or later. We'll have to see. We'll have to find out. And I know there's also the question that people have been asking, like, so where are we going to go next with the Simplified line? And I don't want to share too much, but I also don't want to share too little. So we are looking at adding new scents as well. And it might not be till 2024 because with the summer and fall line, not a lot of people were able to get the summer and fall line. We obviously did a little bit lower quantity with those because we weren't entirely sure how this was going to do. This was a brand new product, something that's never really been done before by Young Living. And so we weren't entirely sure how it did. And when we launched the summer line, it sold out in about 2.5 weeks. We're like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good amount of time for something that was supposed to last 3 months and sell out in in 2.5 weeks. So we'll up the quantity for the fall line. We'll up. I think we increased it somewhere along the lines by 80% of what we started with for summer, and we ended up having. So we launched the fall line. It was up for 3 hours, and we had to close it because
That was quite the day.
that was quite the day indeed. That was the day that we also had an employee party. We were down at the Mona Farm. We had just started the employee party. Everyone was down there. We were having a grand time, and I get a call from Michelle Shin in supply chain, like, Jacob, we're getting close to being out of stock, and we have more on the way for the total number count, but it won't be here for like another day or so. So do we shut it off? And I was like, yeah, I guess we'll shut it off and turn it back on once everything is there, so people aren't waiting for their orders and processing and all that. So we had it on for 3 hours, sold out with the amount that we had at that time, turned it back on, and the rest sold out within 3 hours. So it was live for a total of 6 hours and completely sold out in those 6 hours. So we're like, oh, okay, well, I guess upping the quantity by 80% wasn't enough. So this winter line...
Not a bad problem to have.
No, it's not a bad problem to have. I just feel bad that we don't have enough for everybody.
I know. And we're learning from it.
And I always think that the more that we up it, there's going to be enough for everybody, and we keep getting proved wrong. So with this winter line, we increased it by 120% of total quantity count. And as of today, we're already 13% of the way sold out. So
amazing.
We'll see how long it goes. And I hope everyone has at least had a chance to get some. So, like I said, with that being said, because, obviously this still is limited quantity and limited supply, I think it would be a really great idea for the 23 line if we run it through a second time. So there's more opportunity, there's more chance. And now that people have had a chance to try Simplified, they've come to realize that they really enjoy it. It's something that they love sharing. It's something that they really love doing. And because, we kind of have a business side to Young Living, where if you really love the products, you can share it and earn a little bit of commission from it if you choose to do so and build a business with it. We decided it would also be a really good idea to look into the idea of maybe creating a starter kit with Simplified. So more to come on that. You'll have to see. You'll have to wait and find out. We have already expanded the line for Simplified as well, so more products to come that are Simplified related and part of the Simplified family, and you'll be seeing some of those coming 2023 convention as well. And so there's a lot of really exciting stuff that we have planned for Simplified that we've already got in the process, that's already in the makes, that already has been started. And Kate and I and everyone that's been part of this team, part of this journey with Simplified, we're extremely grateful and appreciative for how much y'all love and enjoy Simplified. And we love that you're sharing it. We love that you're using it. I've seen some amazing marketing behind Simplified that some of our brand partners have made online that are just absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. And so really just want to applaud all of you for really taking us somewhere that we didn't know where it was going to go. We didn't know how well it was going to do. Very appreciative and grateful and thankful for that. So I'm mostly just really happy that y'all are enjoying this as much as Kate and I have. So
yeah, you two did an awesome job. Even I know myself looking for product inspiration and kind of what some of those pieces should look like. The fact that we can turn to our own brand partners and they're throwing out some amazing work for inspiration that we can feed off of is awesome, because you don't always see that everywhere.
For sure. So I want to quickly kind of wrap back around. Sidetracked with Simplified. I apologize for that. But we're coming back around. So we were talking about stocking stuffers before. And I think, there's some people that want to try stuff out that's not necessarily kind of like the oil side of, Young Living or the essential oil world. So are there just like everyday general items from Young Living that could be great stocking stuffers as a way to introduce people into the world of essential oils and the world of Young Living?
I think so. And I think so many of our products would make great stocking stuffers, but one that's my personal favorite to gift to friends, especially for her, is our Savvy Minerals Poppy Seed Lip Scrub. So it is made with 4 different oils, which is amazing. That just tells you the moisture that it's going to lock in on your lips. Also while exfoliating during the cold winter months. And it comes just in like a nice small little kind of lip balm scrub container. And it's perfect for your stocking during the dry winter months.
Fantastic. I haven't tried it out, so I'll take your word for it. I might have to try it out. My lips do get kind of dry, and you're saying it locks in the moisture, so I feel like that helped me. So maybe Kate can get me that as a stocking stuffer or something like that.
Or, one that might be more suitable for you, Jacob, is maybe our Shutron beard oil.
That's true. I am trying. I know y'all can't see this, but I am trying. It's there. It's a little blonde. I'm trying to get there though. But the beard oil is fantastic. I remember when we did our Iron Will men's camp years ago, which we also are looking into bringing back. So heads up on that for you men out there. When we introduced the beard oil, we actually launched it alongside one of the men's camps as well, and introduced it. And we had the men try it out, and I've nothing but praise on the beard oil with the Shutron line. It's fantastic. I use it from time to time when it gets a little scraggly and a little too much, but it's fantastic. It's very smooth, lots of great moisture to it, and it smells fantastic. It smells absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and it's made with our Shutron essential oil blend too, which smells amazing. So that's one I like to gift to my brother. He really loves it too for taming the facial hair.
Yep, taming the facial hair. And the Shutron oil is such a fantastic blend that was made in correlation with the One Gift book that we launched. For those of you that aren't too familiar with what we're talking about, we did a podcast episode about the One Gift, the frankincense journey, the frankincense trail, the discovery of frankincense, the research behind it. And we did that with Karen Bourne, who is our historian. So you're more than welcome to head back to that episode and give that one a listen as well. So a fantastic episode. They're all fantastic episodes. So I recommend you listen to each and every single one of them during the holidays. Why not? So we talked about, gifts that you can give to friends and family. And obviously it's that time of year where you just feel really generous and want to gift stuff to other people. But we obviously need to talk about kind of self-care. We need to be a little bit selfish here. What is a great present to give to yourself for this time, whether it be relaxing or, to have fun, whatever it may be? What would you say, Scotia, is that one gift that you would give to yourself and just right from Santa, but it's from you?
A present to myself. Well, I'm definitely a little bit of a herbal tea granny. So my first choice and first thing that comes to mind is our spiced turmeric herbal tea set. It's a great way, especially right now, living in Canada, to escape the cold and have like a warming visit with family and friends after. Turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and we've combined spices like ginger, turmeric, organic rubus, all into biodegradable sachets, which is amazing that even our tea can be so clean and not have an impact on the environment.
Yes, I absolutely love that. I have tried that tea that you're talking about. I have quite a few boxes of that tea at home as well, and it's really fantastic. I love it. Just very nice, very soothing, relaxing. You can just enjoy yourself, and you don't have to worry about it being kind of like the golden turmeric. That you have to be careful with that stuff. It's fantastic, but because it's so golden, it does stain stuff. So don't try mixing it with stuff over white countertops, or you might stain your countertops, which I may or may not have done. So
I was going to say too, that one comes with tangerine vitality. So you can drop a couple of those in there just to help with the flavor, make it a little more citrusy. Jacob, do you have a favorite that you would add?
Honestly, when it comes to gifts to myself, I would gift myself a pallet of Zing. I love Zing. and it's just my go-to thing. It's the product that I recommend the most besides my simplified line, obviously. But I love it. I've introduced a lot of my friends who drink lots of other energy drinks that I won't name that aren't necessarily good for you. And I kind of explain to them the story of why Zing exists, why it's here, and why it's a great replacement for all of those other energy drinks out there that have way too much caffeine than what you're supposed to take on a daily basis. The additive sugars, the chemicals, the dyes, all of them aren't, they're pretty bad for you. So Zing has been my go-to, and I've gone a lot of my friends hooked on Zing as well. We actually have a car dealership here in Utah, and I'm pretty good friends with the owner of the car dealership, and he orders 2 pallets of Zing every month from us because he loves it so much. He hands it out to all of his employees. He hands it to customers that come into the dealership as well, and they love it. They love it all. So I think I think they're hooked on Zing as much as I am too, and that's saying something.
Well, cheers to that. I currently have one in hand, so can't see it, but cheers.
Cheers. Well, Scotia, thank you so much for taking the time to hop onto the podcast to share your holiday spirit and jolly and joy. And thank you so much for all that you've done for Young Living, for our family. And really appreciate you being part of our team and just once again taking the time to come on to the podcast. We hope to have you back. So thank you so much once again.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jacob, for having me. Hopefully I can join next time in person, but looking forward to working on Simplified and all of the upcoming collections and scents that you have coming for us.
Yes, for sure. Thank you very much once again.
Thanks.
And thank you all for tuning into this episode of The Wild Drop. Remember, you can listen on iTunes, Spotify, on YouTube, and the Young Living website, of course, at www.youngliving.com. Don't forget to oil up Young Living family. Stay nice and cozy this cold winter. This is Jacob Young, dropping out. Take care.